This is the Carty Method Podcast.
All right. I am excited to look at this week's photographs. Guys, welcome to Portfolio Lab. Portfolio Lab is, there's nothing like this on YouTube. This is when I look at your photographs that you're thinking about being in your portfolio. But today is Thursday. Thursdays are a bit of a different day. Thursday's a day that I give you an assignment, and I need you to shoot that assignment to the best of your ability. This is your industry level, pro level assignments. And I'm very excited about today's episode because today I asked you for statement photographs. I asked you for a statement photograph. This is week 20. Statement photographs are really important because statement photographs make up your portfolio. Statement photographs actually make up your portfolio. So when I look at my book, I realize my book is made up of several statement photographs, and your book has to be as well. Statement photograph. A statement photograph is a photograph that says 1,000 words in a single frame. 1,000 words in a single frame. I wanted a vertical image that makes a bold statement and speaks 1,000 words. If you shoot people, capture a subject or a scene that addresses a social, cultural, personal issue, show emotion. For places shooters, document a location that sparks a conversation or challenges your perceptions. And if you shoot things, use symbolism or a visual metaphor to turn an object into a powerful message. And I asked for a vertical image this week. This is why statement photographs matter. Statement photographs position you as an artist with a voice, which helps you stand out and helps you attract clients that value meaningful, impactful imagery. Like all of your clients, all of your high frequency clients are going to value high impact, meaningful imagery. So we're starting. By the way, if you want to join Portfolio Lab and have your images looked at by me, a 35-year pro, go to thecartymethod.com/portfolio lab. All right, let's get into our first submitter. This is Courtney Turner. Courtney says, for this week's assignment of making a statement photograph in your niche, I chose to shoot this Porsche 992 over the weekend. I especially like this shot because I felt the car made a statement by itself. I felt like the car made a statement by itself. All right, this is a Z7. Shot with 50mm 1.8 at ISO 125 f9 at a 50th of a second. This is natural light open shade. This is Courtney Turner. Courtney. Yes. Here's all I'm going to say. Yes. Yes. Yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, Courtney. Yes. This is a statement photograph. Check. That's a bad check mark, Carty. Statement photograph. Yes. Small things. Let's look at this as a cover. Hits very hard as a cover. Very hard. This is a statement photograph. Couple of very small things for you, Courtney. Couple of very small things for you. Number one, I would have dropped the horizon line. Oh, my heart rate's not going. Sorry, kids. The first thing for you, Courtney, is I would have dropped the horizon line just a little bit lower. I would have dropped the horizon line. Your horizon line is right here. I would have pushed your horizon line down to about here, which would have just reduced the space on the bottom, push the car down just a little bit. And again, you're not quite on the thirds with your composition. With the horizon line, you're not really quite on the half. I would have just moved the car just down just a little bit. That is one thing. And then for me, the second thing, Courtney, is right here, which is your gap and your distance between the car and the edge of the frame. That is my only other thing. I want you to look at this as an 8x10. And as an 8x10, this is how I would frame it. I'd push the car way lower in the frame and I'd cut that distance on the bottom. It's a little bit more impactful. Yeah, Courtney, that's the only thing is really just making sure that you're hitting the car on the right angle. Let's go this way. You're hitting the car at the exact right angle, like exactly dead center. And then also your dead center. So the center of the car down here lines up with this, which lines up with the center of the hood. Like, and then that means the distance between this mirror here and the distance between this mirror here, like all of this becomes relevant. I'm really breaking this down, Courtney, in order to say this is an 11. What I would do for you is on this particular frame, I would have backed up like a foot. I'd have backed up just a foot, just to give you, Courtney, like just give me to here. You know what I mean? Give me just a little bit more room. And again, that just then makes your picture feel just a little bit less claustrophobic, but a very, very good swing. And first shot of the day. Well done. That is an 11, Courtney. Well done, buddy. This is Bernadette. Welcome back, Bernadette. New submitter. I hope this photo can be okay. I'm glitching. I just don't even know what is happening here. Bernadette, you got me all tongue twisted. I hope this photo can be considered as a statement photo. My friend is changing the brakes on his classic car. A7 III 85mm 1.4 Sony. I don't have your reading. Give me f-stop. Give me ISO. Give me shutter speed. Okay, I need that with your submissions, Bernadette. All right, this is Bernadette Kellerman. Bernadette Kellerman. Let's get it on. Thanks for submitting, Bernadette. So this is a strong editorial photo. It's a little bit overexposed in the highlights, but you're exposing for the shadow down here, which is good. Is it a statement photograph? Is the question. I'm noticing a little bit closeness of where the elbow is cutting. I want you to be aware of that. For me, the statement photograph is him sitting on this box looking at camera, like with all of this happening behind him. For me, this is a lifestyle photograph more so than a statement photograph. This falls under the category of lifestyle, which is a real person doing a real thing, photographed in a stylish way. So that is what this is. That is the actual definition of lifestyle photography. A real person doing a real thing, photographed in a stylish way. So is this cover composition? Well, absolutely. It's cover composition. Absolutely. Can this go in your book? Well, absolutely. Like, absolutely, it works as a portfolio picture. Is it a statement photograph in the way that I'm trying to get you to understand? No, but it's a lifestyle picture. Now, is lifestyle your niche? Still, I feel like this picture, again, it's hard, Bernadette, because this picture is saying 1,000 words. And again, it's like, but I would classify this as a lifestyle picture that can go in your portfolio more than I would call this a statement photograph. Again, statements are hard. It's really hard to nail the elbow, and that is going to clip, and you're sacrificing his elbow in order to include this extra bit of the car. You could definitely go that way, cut this gap, still see the brakes, and not lose anything as far as what we're doing, and not be that claustrophobic there. Yeah, I mean, this is a lifestyle picture. It still is good for your book. I'm still trying to understand the type of a photographer that you are, Bernadette, and make sure when you submit next time you give me aperture, shutter speed, ISO. Okay? Thanks so much for submitting. That is Miss Bernadette Kellerman. This is Denise Tuggle. Photography as a statement. I chose tea time for my theme because a good hot cup is always served with a smile. D850, 24-70, f8, 1.6, ISO 100, one strobe, one main light, one backlight. Denise, last week's photo of the week win and best in show win got posted to our Instagram yesterday, and it looks so good in my feed. This is Denise Tuggle. Denise, thanks for submitting. This is close, Denise, but it's underexposed. It's underexposed, love, by about, I'm going to call this under by between a third and a half of a stop. The black on black, black book, we're starting to lose shadow detail. The cup, which is white, it's not reading, like the cup is under. And then exposure on the cup, the exposure on the cup is under. I meant to say the focus on the cup is a little under because, oops, let's get rid of that tool. You can see the exposure here. The focus here is like really tight on the product, but your aperture is making it so the T in the background is a little soft. And then also when you're now looking down here in the shadow detail and the stuff that you have around the T, the lemon rinds and the orange rinds, you can see that that's under. And in here, you can see how underexposed that is. The orange that you picked to use as your cut orange is all rind and not enough pulp in orange. So pick a nicer piece to feature here. This isn't the piece that you feature here, Denise. There's better pieces of orange, and also the orange just looks a little dead. Oops. The orange just looks a little dead because it probably was sitting on this set for like a really long time. So you're going to have to get a pile of oranges. When you're doing your cuts, make sure that your cuts are clean. This looks like super jagged and wide there and narrow there. The lemon cuts are good, but the orange cuts look a little bad. And again, it's not, it has to be the exact right product. And again, this is something that's secondary. Overall, I would love you to go back to Coca-Cola. I would love you to go back to beverage. You were, and tea is not a beverage. Tea is not a beverage. Like, I want you to think can of beer, can of Coke. Like, you killed it. You got so far with lighting that can and getting it to almost perfection. And then next week you're throwing out what you did there. And now I'm going to create something completely different. Shoot a different can. Instead of Coke, shoot Sprite. You know what I mean? Instead of Coke, shoot ginger ale. Like, shoot, like a Coca-Cola can is signature. It is like, it's universally recognizable. Learn how to shoot a Coke bottle. Like, shoot a Coke can differently. Like, I want you to get into repetition, because the more you jump, and again, your exposure last week was perfect. The exposure this week is really under. The set design last week was perfect. This set design, not great. You're still shadow, like the way that you're lighting this is still pushing a shadow back onto your product. So, and again, the way that this is squared up, you can see when I go 100% in here, Denise, all right, go turn this tool off, go back in here. When I go 100% in here, you can see how these lines aren't straight. You can see how this line here is straight, but then because it's not squared off against the bottom, you see it's not straight against here, the distance here, and then the distance here. So then now all of these lines converge, but then as we're coming up here, well, now it's almost straight across here, because if you look me guiding this up to the top of the frame. So it's the product looks twisted. And again, this is difficult because, again, it's just a cardboard tea box, which is not the sexiest thing to shoot. It's just not. Every time you've shot tea, you've missed. Even if it's your favorite drink, this is not what you should be shooting for your portfolio. Okay? I hope that helps you. That is Denise Tuggle. Denise, I'm going to make sure you're at the workshop today. I'm going to get into using your light meter, using a light meter, how to use a light meter, and why you need to have one. I'm diving deep into exposure today. Exposure is something that I think I see photographers have the most issue with exposure. So we're going to dive into that in today's Portfolio Lab workshop. And again, if you want to join one of my Zoom calls, which are the coolest shit ever, You have to be in Portfolio Lab. That's the only way that you get access to those links. All right, this is our next shooter. This is Mike Graves. Taken this week while dirt biking. A7 24 to 72.8, ISO 100, f7.1, 1/400th of a second shot, natural light. This is Mike Graves. Mike, let's get it on. Mike, thanks for submitting. Statement photograph. Statement. This is very close, Mike. This is an editorial portrait. It is, you've stopped him, you've isolated him. Let's look at this as a cover. This hits as a cover. It's compositionally strong. I mean, you lowered the horizon line. You put the guy's body up against the sky. This is a statement. This is a statement. And again, you took a lifestyle moment and you turned it into a statement photograph. Like, I'm not going to break your balls about the cutting of the wheel, because where the wheel is cut, it's okay. The forks are still seen. I have good space for his feet. He's centered, and I have good space for my masthead, and it still works as an 8. Oops, that's the wrong one. It still works as an 8x10. So, I mean, and again, it works as an 8x10 without me losing his foot, because I can push down here. Mike Graves, this is absolutely a statement photograph. This is absolutely an 11 out of 10. And this is a yes. Yes. Put this in your book. Yes. Watch your color balance. Again, remember this here is white. So it just feels just a touch bluey. It's just a little bluey. And you can see the color here and look up in here in the color of the sky. And you can see that cast versus so color balance. This is just a little cold. So I just want it to be neutral or warm. Okay, so that, but this is a yes, Mike. This is yes. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, 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 yes. Well done. It's an 11, mister. That is an 11, mister. All right, turn that tool off. There's lots of tools, guys. And again, last week, not last week, but yesterday, when it comes to stream control, wasn't working last Tuesday when I was trying. It just when these buttons don't work. And again, it's my stream's really complicated. I let you guys check my heart rate. I let you guys do all of this. I make my live stream insane. And if you want to see what I mean about, let's try to not break this while I'm doing this. These are the buttons. These are the magic buttons that controls the stream. Okay. Do you see this? These are the magic buttons. Without these buttons, you see that red button up in the corner? That means we're live next to the Carty method. These are the buttons that run this thing, like my selfie button, and my big love, and how I change scenes, all is here. So I can't do anything without the magic buttons. I even had to buy a new iPad. I have 2 of these. This is the other iPad, the other pink iPad. So I have 2 of these things. So without the buttons, these are the magic buttons, but this is just one, and then I have another app. This is my control, but there's another app for your control. So all of this stuff has to work in harmony in order for my stream to work. I cannot connect those buttons any other way than through the network. This is a network connection. There is no USB connection to Macs. It doesn't work. So whenever I'm trying to show a picture, or all of this happens with buttons. So there's OBS, this program that I use to stream. I've been programming OBS. You see this here. This is all my scenes, all of my scenes. And then in each scene, all of these things that are embedded inside each one of these scenes, and to manually be pointing to the scene and then touching down here all the things that I need on or off in each scene That's all programmed into the magic buttons. So it's all programmed here. So if that's not working, I can't do this manually. It's just like, look at how many scenes that I have. There's like 25 scenes, and in each scene there's like 10, 15 things inside each scene. Oh my God. Like when I go here, now I'm in a new scene, but then when I do this is something that's inside that scene. And then when I do this and I bring this up, that's something like all of this stuff is like, I've made it, it's so simple, and it looks so simple. And it's elegant and beautiful, like today when everything is humming, but bugs that happen when I'm live streaming, and I live stream at a set time, so it just like turns this into like a bit of anxiety. Last stream I should have just not streamed until the next day. All right, Mr. Kevin Curtis. Okay, when it comes to making bold statements, the lowrider community does this better than any other by pouring their blood, sweat, and tears into making their cars unique. This 1960 Impala, still a work in progress, already showcases the deep pride and individuality that define the culture. A7R4, 50mm 1.8, ISO 100, 5.6 at 1/250th of a second. This is Kevin Curtis. Kevin! Well, yes. 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 Yes, 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 yes. Yes, yes, yes. Statement photograph? Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Yes. Do you see how this picture already looks like it belongs on a cover? Like, the small... honestly, man, like, Kevin, this is really good. This is really good. It really framed well. A good lens selection. The car doesn't look too distorted from the position that you're in. It's a statement photograph. I mean, small things. The car is not centered on the bridge. It's biased this way more so than it is biased to where the other wall is. So if it lined up exactly in the center, then you're able to move that way. And then you're able to make these lines come in exactly parallel because the car is dead in the center. This one is going this way because the car is that way. You still frame the car up nice though. Despite that, it's still a statement photograph. I want to show you a couple of different crops. Look at this as an 8x10 with me now taking the blue sky away, leaving it exactly like that, but taking the blue sky away, and how much more impact that actually is. This is one option. And then I want you to imagine then now the cover masthead drops right in here, which makes it even more statement-y. So that's another thing to consider. This is another thing to consider when comes to framing this shot. If you're doing something with leading lines, you really have to have that person as centered as you can, or that subject, so your lines line up right. And consider like everything that's happening around above here as like something up here is taking your eye away from down here. So if you now crop here and get rid of all of that sky, then now like just that car that we see. So I'll give it to you in a different way. If I enlarge this and push this up like that, like look at the difference when you take the sky away, how your eye just sees the car. And in fact, now that I've taken the sky away, you notice that it's a Texas license plate. You notice that it says Misfits here. You actually notice the details on the roof. You notice the antennas here. Like, you notice the lace pat. Like, these are the things that, and you notice that it's like, it's an Impala, but that looks almost like a Cadillac logo. So these are the small details that you now see once I take that sky away. So this is the one, this is something that I call this segmenting your verticals, meaning up here, there's something happening up here that's not relevant to what's happening down here. It's almost like two pictures in one. You know what I mean? So small things. And again, the next other thing that you could have done is take that away altogether and just leave, like, not show me where the road ends. And then now that opens up a whole new thing of mystery. Because now I don't see where the road ends and I see that. So I'm really zooming in with the car, and I'm now thinking about where this car could be going. Where when you show me this, I see that it's a dead end. The car's really not going anywhere. It's just parked there. So these are small things, but overall, this is a yes for me. Great shot. Great shot. That was Mr. Kevin Curtis. It's an 11, Kevin. It rhymes. It rhymes. All right, guys, if you're enjoying yourself, please consider hitting the like button, telling a friend, you know.
How's it, guys? I'm getting really excited because on the 22nd of June, Carty is releasing Pro Accelerator Access again. He only does this twice a year, and the Pro Accelerator is the top of his product offerings. So included in the Pro Accelerator, you have Pro Lab, Portfolio Lab, some digital tools, and that gives you 2 Zoom sessions a week. We have access to Carty. There is 2 days a week that you have the chance to submit your photos for portfolio review. And during the 18 weeks that this program takes, the first 6 weeks is all the content delivery. So masterclasses every Sunday, followed by a Zoom workshop where we break down these concepts and we try and explain it as well as we can, followed by 12 weeks of support where we work very closely with each participant in the Pro Accelerator, developing their business for their specific market. So there's nothing else like this out there, not that I've found. It is exceptionally well put together. Carty, as you know, has got a very, very long history of being a pro photographer, and he's taken all his experience and packaged it into this one offer for you. What I want to do now is just jump into the back end to show you guys sort of what you can expect. So here you can see we go through all the different phases, and within each one of these phases there's a whole bunch of extra video classes, extra worksheets. They're all delivered through Notion so that you can keep updating these templates and keep a record of them. But just look at phase 3, everything that we have to work through. So this is really extensive. This is deep work. Head on over to the Carty Method, get your name on this registration form, join us for the webinar. If you've got any questions in the meantime, just go have a look at the bottom here at the FAQ section. They will address quite a couple of your questions, but otherwise join the Zoom webinar and come and talk to us, find out if this is the right thing for you. There is quite a strict qualification process in order to get into the accelerator. Not everybody makes it, but that keeps the quality and the content really high. So make sure that you apply. The application process is basically downloading phase 0 from the website, completing that, sending it in. Each one of those gets studied extensively. We look through it, and we make sure that you are the right kind of photographer for this program. So if that sounds like you, go over to the Carty Method right now and get started. Otherwise, let's get back to the show.
This live stream was brought to you by
Whoa,
Pixpa,
hey,
the
why
best
is that
website
starting?
builder for
Sorry,
photographers
guys.
and creatives.
Sorry, hang on one
and
second. Let me
Indie,
stop that.
the best way to run your freelance business. And by you, the members and subscribers.
Whoa, sorry about that, guys. Not sure why that was playing. All right. Grant, thank you for that. Just letting you guys know, you have missed the info session for my accelerator. My accelerator starts on June 22nd. Thanks for doing that for me, Garan. My accelerator starts June 22nd. If you go to thecartymethod.com/accelerator, because you've missed the info session, I'm going to just email it to you. So all you need to do is just give me your name, email, and check this box, and I will email the info session, which happened last week, Thursday. Phase 0 is the application. Phase 0 costs $47, but if you watch this info session, what happens is you actually get my phase 0 for free, because I give you an offer code for $47 off. It's 100% off. So if that sounds like you, if you've been trying to get in my accelerator, if you're on my accelerator waitlist, go to thecartymethod.com/accelerator. Watch this info session, get the offer code so you can get phase 0 for free, and then do phase 0, put everything into it, and then email the PDF of it when you're finished to the Carty Method, or to accelerator at thecartymethod.com. All of that is on the bottom of phase 0. All right, Garant, thanks for recording that for me. Let's get into our next, and again, we're going to go black screen for 1 second here. Please stand by. And we're back. Not sure why that started, but happens sometimes, lots of things going on in the background. All right, that was Mr. Kevin Curtis. Jordan White is next. Carty, for this assignment, I wanted to show a subjective age. I used an inanimate object to personify the abstract concept, how we see ourselves versus what reality shows. Okay, Sony A7 III, 50mm1.8, ISO 100, f8, 1/10 of a second, shot with the Godox 80 Pro 2, top down. This is Mr. Jordan White. Jordan, thank you for submitting. Jordan, what a dope idea. It's a very, very dope idea. It's a very dope idea, dude. It's a bit underexposed, and I feel like we're missing a little bit of contrast. Because it's like black, it's a black set, it means the illusion is not that difficult to stage, meaning I get, I even like the lace, you're matching the laces, so the laces are kind of touching each other here, which is it's really dope. Like, it doesn't look like a mirror because I don't have that, like, that floor reference, you know what I mean, going through, and the reflective things that are happening behind the scene. Like, that would take this to the absolute next level. Let's look at this as a cover. It holds up. You've contained all of your idea within a really good space. So it holds up as an 8x10. The overall exposure, I would call this under by about a third. I need this to pop just a little bit more as white. Although you do have good detail in the black, just the overall exposure back here, again, I'd like that to be up like half a stop. So even if these are dirty, you can still see that these were once white. I do know that they gray a bit. This is an amazing concept, like truly an amazing concept. The light, we have a little bit of shadowing happening in here because of the direction that the light's coming from. I'd love to see you do a top-down light for this. But overall, as a statement, this is really strong, bro. This is a really strong, deep thought execution. I want to see this. I want to see you render this again. I want to see you shoot this again because this is so high frequency. It's such a good idea. I'm not sure if the way that this execution hits with the all black background makes this as high impact as it could. I think it would be even more impact if I saw the scene. If I saw the scene with this mirror just leaning up against the wall, and like if I saw the scene, that to me would do it. But this is definitely for me an 11. This is just one of those things that the idea is so strong. It's so strong, Jordan. What's going to end up, like, when you have a shot that's this good, sometimes you have to shoot it 5 times. Do you know what I mean? When you have an idea that's this good, rarely in the first pass is it like, that's the final. It's like, no, what you gave me is a proof of concept. You gave me an amazing proof of concept. Now, as the art director, I'm like, okay, now make it. Now make it with all of those stipulations that I just told you. That's going to give it depth, and depth is going to like, and then after that, we're going to send it directly to Converse. You're going to tag Converse, and then we're going to see this in Converse's feed. But it's not done yet, Jordan. We have to keep going. Thank you so much for submitting this. This is a fucking great idea. Really, really great idea. That's Jordan White. Good shit. Also, Jordan, man with the name Jordan, I want you to remember that this year is the 40th anniversary of the Jordan 1. The Jordan 1. So if you're shooting kicks, I want you to revisit the Jordan 1 at some point, and I would do it more than once. Cool? All right. This is Kyle Kiono. Tied to Wonder. So this was to reflect the themes of fatherhood, innocence, and the enduring connection between memory and play. A7 for 50mm 1.4 D, 50mm 1.4 ISO 100 f7.1 IS 1 to 2500th of a second. 1/2500th of a second. This is Kyle Kiono. Kyle, thanks for submitting. So, as far as this statement photograph, I do appreciate all of the words, but people aren't going to read the words. They're just going to see the picture. As far as the light, I appreciate the light. I appreciate the concept, but I'm not sure that this hits as hard as a statement photograph as I want it to for you. I appreciate the kids' shoes, the kids' toys. What I know is I want you to define who you are as a shooter. Okay? Who are you as a photographer? That's the first thing that you need to define. The next thing, what value do you bring with your pictures, with your photos? Okay? So who are you as a photographer? What value are you bringing with your photographs? And who are they for? Who are they for? Okay, those are 3 questions. Who are your pictures for? That picture, who your pictures are for, that is your market. Okay? So once we know who our pictures are for, that's the market, right? So who is this picture for? I'm sorry to say, Kyle, but this picture's for you. Would we agree that this picture's for you? This is too personal. The items are too personal to you. So this photo is for you. So the market is actually you. We make work for a market. If the market is you, then there's going to be $0. The market has to be the industry. Now, if you I want you to look at our last submission, right? And if we think about the last submission, well, the work is for a market, and the market is people who wear Converse, and for Converse as a brand. And it's a powerful brand. And I'm seeing the brand, and I'm seeing the legacy and the history of the brand. So there's his work. This is basically an idea that works. Because of this. And this is the who. Right? This is the who. When it comes to your image, I see the Vans, but if you look at what Vans does with their advertising, so then you have to reverse engineer it, right? So if you know what Vans does with their ads, and is Vans a strong brand right now? Is Vans a strong brand right now? Converse is a stronger brand than Vans right now. So then it goes like, you have to then intelligently imitate. What do Vans ads look like? What do Vans ads look like? That's the next question. And then you make that work. You reverse engineer it. Because, and then guess what else you do? Then you look at Vans. And you search and you find all the images that you can of Vans. And you look at how their product is shown in the marketplace. You look how the shoes are shot on their own. You look at what user-generated pictures are look like. You look what their social media images look like. You see what their skate style images look like. And then you make work that fits into their brand. That's what we do. Then you make work that fits into their brand. You can't like use words to convince a marketplace that your idea it works. So for me, you can see now how the stuffy and the idea and the whole concept here is a statement photograph. And for me, this completely misses the mark because you're not using references. You are going here. What would be an idea? Rather than you're trying to reinvent the wheel, which you don't have enough experience to reinvent a whole genre of photography, which is marketing. You don't have it, like, use what they've done already and make something that aligns with what they're doing already. And it starts with a fresh, brand new pair of Vans. It is not taking your kids' shoes, taking your kids' stuffies, and creating a set and taking a picture. That only serves you, Kyle. I hope that helps you. This is Kyle Kiyono. Thanks for submitting, Kyle. Very welcome, brother. All right. Like, the photographers who have the shortest journey between beginning and success, all they're doing is using ideas that work, that are proven to work. How do you find those ideas? Look at advertising. Look at magazines. Those are proven ideas that work. So, like, in not doing that, and again, it really actually shows you the marketplace. You see who's buying advertising, who's investing in marketing, and you see what those brands are and what those names are. OnCloud is like ON, that shoe brand, is the hottest brand right now. The hottest brand, but I haven't, and OnCloud, like, they actually messaged me and asked me to pick anything that I wanted from their catalog, and they sent me like they sent me shoes, which I have in my showcase. They sent me a hat, and I picked this like super expensive waterproof jacket. So this is an it brand right now for athletic wear. And it's like, if you look at what their shoe photography looks like, well, if you want to make work that all of a sudden gets attention, shoot brands that right now have a ton of attention. Like, look at this marketing. Like, it's like, and again, if you're not looking at this, you understand this is like $50,000 campaign right here for them to market this shoe, the Cloud Zone. So, I get very emphatic about this kind of stuff because sadly, photographers who want to work in a marketplace don't look at what's happening in the marketplace that they want to work within. It's crazy, right? So just look at what's happening in the marketplace that you're trying to dance in. That's all. I hope that helps you, Kyle. Next photographer is Gerard Danso. 5D Mark III, 50 millimeter 1.2, f6.3, 100 ISO, 1/200th of a second. This is Gerard Danso. Gerard, oops. Thanks for submitting, my guy. Gerard Danso. So this is a yes. The only thing that bothers me is the hand by the face. Like this, these are like little isms that, for me, you have to be hyper aware of. Whenever someone has their hands in your pictures, you have to look at their hands and what their hands are saying. So when I look at this girl's hands, I see this nail is kind of dirty. I see this nail is kind of dirty, and I see this nail is kind of cut, and I see this nail is kind of like her nails aren't right to have in your photo. So, and also if you look at her skin tone and the tone of her skin on her hands, they're very different. Her skin is very chocolate. Her hand is very caramel. So that difference makes it difficult. Then we look at this closeness. You look at her foundation. Oops. You look at her foundation and then the color of her neck and how this color and this color are different tones. And then this is also like, that's also her skin on the top part here. So the color of her skin here versus here are all different tones. So you're also shooting at an aperture that eyes in focus, but you can see the nose is starting to get out of focus and the lips are not quite that tight. If you're using artificial light, you don't need to be shooting so wide open, because when you're looking up here in the forehead, I can see the forehead is soft. I see focus here. I see back here very sharp, but I see this is soft. So that kind of depth, like you have to shoot at an f-stop that's not making different parts of the face be in and out of focus, which happens when you shoot too wide open. So for me, the pose, the hand is not exactly right. This, I would just hand out of the picture, unless she's got perfect, fresh, understated, exact right manicure. And and rarely, unless a girl's coming straight from a salon, usually their nails are going to be busted. So be very wary of that. Let me show you this as a cover, Gerard. I feel like her head is a little low in the horizon. If you look at where you've dropped her eyeline, you dropped her eyeline right through the exact center of the frame. So it's like you can drop her eyeline like a little bit higher. You can see the room that we need for the masthead, and it's almost as if you're doing all the cropping above, because you're not giving me much below her cleavage line. So that means when I'm making this as an 8x10, that's my only option, is cropping there. So what I'm saying is you're doing all your cropping on top. It's fine. This is good, Gerard. For me, again, my goals for you are the top 1% of photographer in your continent, the top 1%, where you're getting global, international recognition. That comes from you trying incredibly hard. For me, this horizon line and all of this stuff that's happening behind her is not important. It's not important. So why is it up here in coming out of her ears? Lower, like now you push that her down, and then she's just up against sky. Do you know what I mean? So like then it removes the distractions, and I don't see the out of focus Ghana flags back here and these hydro poles, and like I don't see all of that stuff there. And it feels more like, this feels like a studio picture that you're doing outside. So if that's the case, then find a non-distracting background and push your horizons lower. I hope that helps you. This is Gerard Danso. Thanks for submitting, Gerard. All right, this is, oh, by the way, guys, today's workshop, every Thursday, I give my entire afternoon to you on Zoom. Sometimes these are 3 hours, these Zoom Hangouts, but it solves so many problems. And today we are talking about lighting, specifically artificial lighting, because you need help with artificial light. And the other issue that I see continually is exposure. So I'm going to be doing a workshop on light meters and how to meter, how to read a meter, how to convey what you see on a meter and put those readings into the camera. And then Mr. Garan Rath found this program called Set a Light. And Set a Light, you basically like say you want to take a picture of like this camera. So you basically can build the entire set and your light, choose your model, and see what your light would look like in any scenario. It's brilliant. Garan uses this faithfully before he sets up anything. He builds it in Satellite and then when he just relays that straight into what he's doing. Denise, anybody who's shooting products, anybody who's shooting portraits, like, this is going to really help you, this workshop. It's super easy to join. Just go to thecartymethod.com/portfolio lab. If nothing else, you get access to me 4 times a month for $47. 4 times a month for $47. It's not just access to me, my whole team, and all the other photographers from this network, which is pretty sick. All right, let's get into Mike Morrison. Sony A7R5. 7200 GM Mark II, shot at 70 at 4.5 at 250th of a second at ISO 200. This is Mr. Mike Morrison. Mike, statement photograph. Mike, I know your work. And because I know your work, I feel like you have so many more statement photographs than this. Let's look at this as a cover. Let's look at this as an 8x10 is where it gets a little tight. But what I want you to notice on the 8x10 is what happens when we cut out this, the sky and that horizon and really just zoom in on the bike. Feels a lot more iconic. I wonder if I can do something here, Mike. A little proof of concept here. Let's see if this Mike Morrison. See if I can find you. Here we go. I think. No. This isn't you. Yeah, I don't have your website link, so I can't show your website. Yeah, I can't show your website, but I do want to see the rest of your photographs to compare those as statement photographs compared to this. So, for me, I from what I know of your photographs, Mike, I feel like you have way more statement photographs with more intent. This is taking a picture. You've made pictures. You're taking a picture of something that's happening. Whether you put him here and had him do this burnout or not, it still feels more lifestyle than it feels statement. And you, as a car photographer, I feel like your angles, your ideas are stronger than this. So the idea is one photo that you would hang your business on. Like, let me tell it to you. Let me give you that way. One photo that you'd hang your business on. If they get to see one photo only, is this the one? Is this the one? And for me, I know your photos, and I know that answer is no. So for it being a statement photo, Mike, it's not strong enough as a statement photo, as a lifestyle photo that you could put in your book. Well, yes, it's a lifestyle photo that you can put in your book. But again, it is a photo that if I never saw, I wouldn't miss it. There are other pictures in your book that I definitely don't feel that way about. Okay, I hope that helps you. It's Mike Morrison. All right, Mike, thanks for submitting. David Holmes, Sony A7 III, Sigma 24 to 72.8, ISO 640, 3.5, 1/200 of a second. Shot with a single Godox. This is Mr. David Holmes. David, thanks for submitting. So, David, this is a very competent group shot. I'm going to ask again. This is a statement photograph. You are making a photograph here. It is a very organized group shot with like 30 people. I totally get it. But I'll say again, if you could only give me one photograph that represents everything that you do with your photography business, is this one it? Is this it? The picture where you're documenting this congregation. I don't think that this is it. Like, you're not, like, you're a portrait photographer. You shoot intimate, one-on-one. Like, there's so, like, the picture of the guy with the balaclava and the, like, there's so many crazy one-off pictures. This isn't it, bro. This isn't it, this group shot. This is just a job you did. So just be, like, you're now saying, hey, I shot Faith Church. Here you go. It's like, is that your statement photograph? For me, David, this is a no. Yes, it's a good shot. Yes, the client would no doubt be happy. Would you hang your whole business on that? Absolutely no. I wouldn't even show it in my portfolio. I wouldn't even show it on my website. So the only group shot that I show is something that I did for like a television show, the Great Canadian Baking Show. It was for Netflix. They wanted that, and they put that group shot in subway stations and on billboards and stuff like that's, but those are people that you can go watch on TV. So it's different when it's just Faith Church congregation. And for me, how much of a miss this is for you, David, on your statement photograph makes me wonder whether you understand what a statement photograph is. And like with all the other shots, like, do you have a website yet? And what does your website look like? If you don't have a website yet, like, that's why you're making so many random shots, because you're not seeing how that shot fits in with the rest of your photography. One of the main reasons why you need to have a website is because you get to see how your work works together, how your images together tell the story of how you execute ideas. Now, imagine if I had that picture in this portfolio. Does it fit? And with what I'm showing here, do you think that I'm a capable enough photographer, if I so chose to shoot a group shot of 60 people, that I could actually execute that? And in fact, in you looking at this is going to deter you from calling me, because it's going to show you that I don't want to do that kind of work based on what I'm showing, right? Based on what I'm showing. You get what you show. So don't show work that you don't want to do more of. So here's how the example I'll show of, like, yeah, I can shoot a group of people. Here's a group, a band. But like the pictures that I like, and I do have a picture from the Great Canadian Baking Show here, but you can see that this is like television advertising. So it's like these people, this was the winner. You can go watch these people on Netflix, and you can see it was shot as a subway, like the transit thing. So you could like see this when you were going to work and see all the contestants you would be watching and blah, blah, blah. So for me, I hope that gave you all that you need to know as to why you don't show every time you've been like someone's given you a nickel to make a photo. It's not like that's in my portfolio. No, this isn't a scrapbook. What we're showing is high frequency work that will get us more high frequency work. And also you show what you want to shoot. And it's like, well, you look at you have a bunch of low frequency work on your website, and you're getting a bunch of low frequency people reaching out to you, asking you to shoot for like next to nothing. And you're like, why is that? It's like, bro, because look what you're showing. Look what you're showing. You're showing low frequency work, which means you're attracted to it. And your Instagram is like party flyers and this and that and this memorial and like all of this shit on your Instagram. Your Instagram looks like a scrapbook. And then you're wondering why you're getting scrapbook type clients who are just like, how much for this? How much for this? Not like complimenting you on your work, your professionalism, your ideas, and your executions, because you're just scrapbooking. So yeah, that you got to change, David. All right, that's David Holmes. This is Samuel Salling. Sony A7 IV 90 millimeter, 2.8 macro, ISO 100, f8 at 6 full seconds. This is Samuel Salling. Samuel. Statement photograph. Yes. Yes, for what you do as an architecture photographer. Look at this as a cover, Samuel. Like, look at this as a cover, bro. Like, look at this as a cover. Yes or yes. This hits. It just hits. It just yes, bro. Yes. Simple. And yeah, it's the captions. I said I can't read novels. This is a yes. And again, with this, if the paragraphs, so Samuel says, communist era monument, publicly named the UFO, now operated by capitalists. 2 hours of looking for composition spots, 2 hours of removing nasty stuff from under the bridge and surroundings, and paint renovation. So that, and each time I read that for 27 photos, that adds 40 minutes to my show. So did you wish that I read that? Did you wish that I read that? The 2 hours of composition, looking for composition spots, that's what we do. 2 hours of removing nasty stuff from under the bridge. Also, your job. You know what I mean? It's like you basically writing 2 paragraphs telling me that you're doing your job. And all I need to do is look at the work. And what do I say? Yes, thank you for doing your job. That gave you an 11. Like, this isn't about pats on the back. This isn't about like, oh my God. It's just, yes, this is the level of work that you need to make in order to make a difference. This is the level of work that you need to make in order to get hired to make work. This, yes. So those 2 hours of looking for the right spot to stand, congratulations. Welcome to professional photography. It doesn't always take 2 hours because over time you get better at it. You get faster at it. You know what I mean? Over time you get better, faster at it. It becomes second nature. But like, you're just realizing what it takes to be good, what it takes to be in the top 1%. So you're not going to get, I spent 2 hours cleaning up all the shit under there. It's like, and if you didn't, I would say, how come you didn't clean up all the shit under there? You know what I mean? You spent 2 hours looking for the right spot to stand. And if you didn't, I would have been like, that's not it. Sorry, try again. Do you know what I mean? So I appreciate you calling out how hard you work to get this photo, but all you're doing is telling me what it takes. Like, it's like me saying, to have this body to still weigh the same at 54 that I weighed in high school? Do you know the things that I got to go through to do that? Well, no one cares. No one cares. No one's interested. You know what I mean? So we're just expected to do the work. We're just expected to do the work. We're just expected to do the work at the level that's expected of us. And what that is and what that takes. Oh my God, I had to shoot this 8 times. It's like, what'd you learn? Now, guess what? Now, the next time you won't have to shoot it 8 times, because if you remember what you went through to get to this place, but also you now know what it takes. You know? So, all you're demonstrating for me, Samuel, is you have what it takes, you know what it takes, and your consistency has been proving it. That's all. That's like now what you're telling me is my switch is turned on. That's it. All you're saying is my process is now on. I'm on now. That's all you're showing me, is that you've won photo of the week 3 weeks in a row. Okay? You've won best in show 3 weeks in a row, Samuel. All you're showing me is that you're switched on. You get it now. That's it. It took me a long time to get you here, but now you're just proving it to me, because now you know what it takes, which is artful and beautiful. And I'm proud of you. Proud of you, Samuel. Don't think that it gets easier, though. Don't think that it gets easier. Imagine. It's like once you hit a bullseye, guess what? Now you're only allowed to hit bullseyes. This is what I want you to lock in. Once you, as a photographer, start hitting bullseyes, that's what's expected of you. And once people do this and start pulling out cash, they're paying for bullseyes. They're not paying for you to be figuring shit out. So I'm trying to turn you guys into assassins. All right, we are down to our last five photos. This is Ramon Trotman, A7 IV, Tamron 70 to 180, ISO 200, f8, 1/252. This is one Godox 8600 in a V flat. Ramon Trotman. Ramon. Well, this is a yes for me. This is a yes for me. This is so much of a yes for me, Ramon. Like, again, bro, I get so frustrated with you because, like, this is you. And I mean, this is Americana. This is like American Gothic. Like, this says so much, Courtney. Like, I mean, sorry, Ramon, this is on such a high level. This is on such a high frequency. Bro, this is why Tuesday I get frustrated when I see pictures like that, because like this with more subjects, like, and I really want to distill what works here. The light works here.
Yes or yes.
The concept works here, and the no ego. There's no ego and there's no pretense. This just is. And this is so stratospherically good. Like, stratospherically good, Ramon. Like, on a level that, like, holy shit. I'm very proud of you, bro. This is bananas. I want you to see this as an 8x10, because you are a little claustrophobic. I'd love you to pull back just a touch. It frees up the space that I have here happening on the elbows in here on the flag. Just want you to pull back like just a bit. Okay. You can see as an 8x10. So in Instagram, this is what this picture looks like in Instagram. Just want you to pull back just a bit. Your light is outstanding. Your exposure is outstanding, bro. Like, I don't use that word lightly. I don't use that word lightly, Ramon. Technically, this is like really, her expression, head angle, your exposure, the idea, like this, I'm raving over this. And yes, this is the context that, yes, her hair back, and her hair back looking like not perfect. It's actually is exactly how this picture has to go. This is high art on a frequency that I don't know if people understand. You have to frame this, bro. You have to frame this big, like 6 foot by 4 foot. This is fantastic. I'm very happy with this. This is absolutely an 11. That is Ramon Trotman. Whoa. The concept was to portray the experience of the black woman in America in today's political climate. I want to lead with flowers, symbols of her hope for a better tomorrow. And then come the ropes representing society's expectations of her. Finally, the American flag, her home. Yeah, Ramon. Yeah, you did it, bro. Taylor, you good? Yeah, she's tripping. Ramon, wow. So listen, that was a statement. I didn't need to read the statement to feel that, though. I didn't need to read the statement to feel that by looking at that photo. That photo said 1,000 words. It said all of those words. It said it. So, Ramon Trotman, this guy's on my radar again. Good for you, Ramon. All right, guys.
Yes, sir, yes.
Ooh, we're down to the last 4 photos. This is Doyle Daniels. I'm reading this one, sorry. I've lost 2 friends due to motorcycle accidents and nearly lost another last November. My friend Tad just got out of the hospital after receiving a false piece of skull. This shot was meant to be a simple head and shoulders shot, not even for the project, just for him. I have other photos, but this one sticks with me. It's raw, it's stripped back, and it's nothing glamorous. If you ride, wear a helmet. I almost lost a third friend, and he's lucky to be alive. This is a shot with the Z8 7200 2.8 ISO 400 f8 set at 70 millimeter at 1/160th of a second. This is a 3 strobe setup, and this is Doyle Daniels. Doyle, well, yeah. This is like, yes. Doyle, yes.
Yes, sir, yes.
Like, Doyle. Yes. The light is perfect, bro. The light is really magic. Yeah, the negative Rembrandt is so hard to do, bro. I'm proud of you that you did it. I'm so proud of you that you figured out how to do negative Rembrandt. This is negative Rembrandt light. Because you see, he's Rembrandt lighting him as if this is his camera position, okay? But we see that pocket of light here. That I do this often. I do this often when I'm playing with light, but negative Rembrandt light is super advanced. Your exposure is also perfect. Like, the exposure here versus just that like 1/3 over, that looks like 11/3, but just this 1/3 over here in the highlights in his nose, the exposure here. Yeah, and then the way that you gave it to us, like as a behind the scenes, and you pulled back the 5th wall and let us see this. This is high art, bro. Yeah, this is a yes. A statement photograph. Yes. It could be closer, Doyle. It could be closer, meaning just using like the 2 photos. Let me show you. It could be closer where you just zero in now here, and that becomes the picture. For me, like a little bit more statement-y. and still shows the behind the scenes ism that we're getting. If this goes to an 8x10, I want to see the chair. I'm going to prioritize the chair over that third light. So this is going to be my crop if I go 8x10 for Instagram. But Doyle, this is unequivocally a yes, bro. This is a yes. Crazy story. And wear a helmet. I've had a brain injury. I've had amnesia. Wearing a helmet, by the way. Wearing a helmet. I had a slow speed crash on my road bike and was unconscious with my eyes open for 20 minutes. Like I literally, the front wheel slipped out and like boom, like my head just hit the ground, and I had a helmet and I was knocked out. If I didn't have a helmet, I would be dead. But I had a helmet and I was knocked out and I was unconscious for 20 minutes with my eyes open, unresponsive. Literally, I woke up, there's a grown man crying, my friend who I was riding with, who saw the whole thing happen. He's like, I just watched you die. You were fine and then you were dead. And it happened like that. And then, so, yeah. And I was wearing a helmet and I had amnesia for literally, I had amnesia for like 2 weeks or so. Like I would eat dinner and then like 2 hours later be like, hey, when we're going to eat? And it's like, and why are you crying? It's like, because we ate two hours ago. You don't remember any of it. So that happened just from like, it changed my personality also, which is crazy. And I didn't have part of my fucking head plate taken off and replaced with steel like this poor guy. So yeah, very, very powerful. Thank you, Doyle, for sharing. And statement photograph, I would have punched in a little bit tighter. I wouldn't even call this a BTS. Mike is calling this a little bit more of like, I don't know what there's other edits. I'm sure there are. You chose to submit this one. It's an 11 for me. I'm giving it all the accolades. And again, it's a statement photograph in the highest regard. Well done. Well done. That is Doyle Daniels. And the thing that I really like about that, Doyle, is your style came through. Your style came through. I want you to hear that. Like your style, the way that you see with the camera, for me, is starting to come through. Your style. And that's, again, high frequency, high art. It's beautiful. This is Chris Foster. This week's assignment, I shot Ink Master Tattoo and graphic artist rocking his favorite kicks. R3, 28 to 70, f2, shot at 35, ISO 500, 1/168th of a second at 6.3 with 2 strobes. This is Mr. Chris Foster. Statement photograph. Yes. 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 Let me show you this as an 8x10. I do see a little bit of the wide angle, like a little bit of the bending. You've managed to keep your lines really straight, Chris, which is good. Where I worry is when this goes to an 8x10, I feel like it's going to be a little bit tight. But what you did this week, Chris, is you pushed yourself and also proved that you can also add editorial portraits that are kicks related to this portfolio. And the way that you did it was very strategic. This is a yes for me. Now, seeing this as an 8x10 is super important because I want you to see now how claustrophobic this feels. Do you see how it feels just a little bit tight? Although, again, the only instance of you using this crop would be for Instagram. But still, I wish you could pull back like one more foot. I don't think that we would lose any of the integrity of the picture if you pulled back like 12 inches. This is a heater though. This is a heater. And for me, like this is called niche stacking. Okay. So your niche is sneakers, right? So it's sneakers alone. So alone, and then on figure, and then editorially. And that's what this is. So sneakers alone, you've been doing a lot of. On figure, which is like from the ankle or from the half calf down, like someone wearing the sneaker and you're shooting it. That's another angle. And then editorially, which is a person doing a real thing wearing the sneaker. So this is your triangle that you have to do. It's the like shoe alone. It's the on figure. That's not OnlyFans. Get that out of your gutter. The shoe alone, on figure, and then editorial angle. Like, and that could be editorial portrait, which is what you're doing here. So you're hitting all trifectas of your niche. This part, Chris, I'm so happy that you did this because you proved so much here about your work and your understanding of light and idea and execution and delivering industry level, industry standard work. Like a magazine could print this. But the thing that's crazy is that you could also have a shot of those shoes like off figure, shot top down as a still life to go with this article, to connect back that these are custom shoes that he made. So you're now seeing the matrix, Chris. This is great for you. Congratulations. Oh yeah, and 11, by the way. This is called, he's doing that. This is what Chris is doing. He's like, I have him contained within this bubble. And what Chris is doing is he's stretching to see all the different ways that he can like form himself and stay within his bubble. But like he's taken stretches now, and perfect for you, Chris. I'm proud. It's almost like I know what I'm doing as far as developing these photographers. All right, our last two, the last two submitters. This is calligraphy. Let's make a statement. Nikon Z8 85mm ISO 64 f2.8 at 1/100th of a second. This is calligraphy Ridgely. Yes, calligraphy. Let's make a statement. This hits. This hits. This hits. This hits for me. The contrast is a little high. I would love this contrast because your Z8 has tonal range. It has tonal range, okay? And that tonal range means that these highlights shouldn't blow out. And that tonal range means that down here in these blacks, we shouldn't be blacking out here either. So for me, statement photograph, yes, it hits. Look at this as a cover. It hits. You definitely could have squared him up a little bit. You can see how he's not centered. He's not centered down here. Like the where this line is coming in, that should come in. Like if you're going to do this, really, really do it. And know that you have this statement based on his pose and what he's wearing. So where this is, you can put him anywhere in Philadelphia, my guy. You can put him anywhere. In Pittsburgh, I mean, you can put him anywhere, right? So I like the way that you use the archway. I like his pose, like where he's like not posing, he's just standing there. But there's a couple of like, I feel like if this is a shirt underneath here, let's make sure that this is not twisted, and let's square him up so he's really squared up. Let's make sure all his clothes and everything is all the order and everything is all good. And then we knock it down. He could have been crouching. There's quite a few different things that you can do. I just want you to remember always, whenever you're in shade, like you're in shade, and then you're aiming into sun, this is going to go white. And then any place that you have things that are white, our eye goes there before it goes to where we want our people's eyes to go, which is like, we want them to go right to our subject. I've shot plenty of cars, parked cars sort of in the background, placed in my shots, but these are the kinds of things that, like, if that then now wasn't there, if this sign now, like, for me, the statement comes from him, what he's wearing and the way that you pose him. You could put him anywhere. So I feel like you were very locked to this spot, but then you didn't use it long enough, or ask this guy to move his car or move over so he's like completely framed up in here. Like, so for me, it's like if you're locked to this location, you really need to work it in order to make it like really work for you. And if you're not locked to that location, then put him in a spot where it's not quite as busy behind him. So calligraphy, thank you for submitting. Again, statement photo, yes. I just have to be, you're one of my aces, bro. I just really want to be like, I really want to tune you into like your location choices and where, like, you also have to put him in a statement place. So for me, the pose says statement, but where you put him is not exactly, for me, the right place. I hope that helps. That is Mr. Calligraphy. Thanks for submitting, okay? And our last and final photo of the day is Sean Thomas. So Sean says, here's my statement photo. I had the privilege of shooting one of the few RWB Porsches. Okay, so Welt worked on this. Wow. So these are modified Porsche 911s known for their radical wide body conversion kits and distinctive aesthetic, primarily designed by Akira Nakai. EOS R 40mm, Tamron 24-70, 2.8, ISO 250, 1/100th of a second at f7.1. This is shot natural light, and this is Sean Thomas. Sean! Well, it's about time, mister. I've been waiting for you to throw it down. I've been waiting for you to throw it down, mister. This is a really good swing. It's hard with the stonework, because the stonework, like concrete, like I'm imagining, because you can see how this line is not, sorry, my line is definitely not straight there. But you can see how this line has like curves in it. Like you can see, so it means like the brick is settling, right? Which is meaning like it curves in this way. And it's also a driveway, which means that it's probably paved in such a way that channels water like away from the house. So I'm watching the brickwork. I'm also looking at how this accents the color of the car in this British racing green. And then if we actually need it, because you can see here, when I go to an 8x10, that's going to be the first thing that I cut out, right? Like I'm going to cut that first. I'm going to take it like that, so we see the car first. This is a yes for me, Sean. This is a yes for me. Again, it's like the brickwork, the way the grout is on, like it becomes so much a part of your image because of the top down. You can see here the scuffs here, like you need like you can see how there's dampness in between some of them, but then these ones are dry. You know, like there's cleanup that you can do in order to make it feel like a little cleaner. Because again, if you look at the ground, and it feels like there's a little bit of motion blur in the car, Sean. But this is such a work of art. Wide body kit. It's such a old, rare car too. Yeah, dude, I'm just looking at the rest of your work versus this one. And like your last top down, if we just pull open Autolux and look at some of your other work and some of like, you can see that if you had done a top down in this shot, well, there's so much of this that I see that I would have seen if it was a top down. right? And then if I look at some of your top downs and look here, well, you see the ground isn't a factor in this and in fact, the ground actually adds to that shot. And again, I've been helping Sean develop for over a year. Look at the ground in this shot and how it definitely adds to your flick. And again, if I'm just looking at your portfolio in general and looking at this picture and looking at this picture, you can just see like you're only allowed to keep one of these two pictures in your book. Which one are you keeping? You know, if you can only keep one of these pictures in your book, which one are you keeping? Well, it's going to be this one, right? Again, it's like, but then you look at here, and because of the angle that you're hitting this, the ground is not as messed up as the ground is. It's not quite as predominant because of the angle, right? So for me, there's some camera shake. There's a couple of things from this, like I hope you shot more of this car beyond just this one top down. Is it a statement photograph, Sean? Yes, of course. Would it go great on my cover? Sure. But the sad thing is though, is I also have a whole portfolio of your images. I have a whole library of your statement photographs. And I want to show you some of your statement photographs. Like, do you know what I mean? Like all of your photographs are statement photographs. All of them are statement photographs. Do you know what I mean? So again, when you're shooting, the question is this good enough to be in this collection? Is this good enough to be in this collection? Because your collection, Sean, I've been helping you develop this for a year. Like your work and your professional portfolio right now is way up here. So now it's like, does this qualify to get into here? That's what we're thinking about. And for me, kind of on the fence, bro. I've turned you into quite an elite photographer, my guy. I've turned you into quite a statement photographer. Turned you into quite an assassin, dude. Again, your work, my coaching. But because of so, that means that not everything that you hit to me, I don't like, not everything is a yes. Sometimes it's like, it's not strong enough. Sometimes it's not strong enough. So, I mean, my chat is saying your bar is almost in orbit. Do you know what I mean? I'm turning you into the top 1%, Sean, where like your work is so undeniable. Anyone sees your portfolio, they're just like, yes. That's all. Yes. Right. So anything that's like, and the bar is hardest to see for you. It's hardest to see for you. That's why clients help you raise your bar, because they ask you to do something that you haven't really thought of. So you have to like figure out how you do it, and that raises your bar. Our personal work, you have to look at your portfolio and be like, what is better than everything that I've done before? What's better than everything that I've done before? And that's what we have to shoot. What's better? It's like that. It's really hard. It's really hard to get there. Sean, this is a hit, but this would work in someone else's portfolio, not yours. And you already have a better top down than this. You're not allowed to include a worse one. What else did you shoot of this car is all I'm asking. What else did you shoot of this car? What can you share with me? All right. And that was our last photo. So I'm going to tell you what next week's assignment is, which is why Portfolio Lab today is so important, because it's going to help you with next week's assignment. But before that, we got to get into photo of the week, and we have a few. Today's Portfolio Lab workshop starts at 2:30, as always. I'm going to take a nice little break between now and then and work on proposals and such. But we do have some photos of the week this week, guys. Are you ready? Starting with our first photo of the week. This is Mr. Courtney Turner. Courtney, this was the first photo I saw today, and this is magic. I really want you to be wary of your spacing and your frame. Like, give your cars a little bit more room to breathe. But Courtney, you are turning into something, my guy. Like, I'm seeing it happen before my very eyes, Courtney. Like, it's working for you, this thing that I'm doing. You're getting it. And bro, you are putting out hot fire. So congratulations. That is your first photo of the week. Courtney Turner. Hot fire, bro. We got a photo of the week right here. Our second photo of the week for statement photographs goes to Mr. Mike Graves. Mike. That's a photo of the week. Congratulations, Mike. You deserve it. Really, really great. Just great. Worked. Mike Graves. Our next photo of the week. This, yeah, let's make sure. I'm getting warm, but I need to cut my hair, so we're going to do that. All right. Our next photo of the week goes to Mr. Kevin Curtis. Kevin, let's get it on. Expected. This is the level of work that's expected, bro. And again, once you prove to me that you can do it, now I'm going to remind you every week that you can do it. Congratulations. That's a photo of the week. That is Kevin Curtis. Can't not give love to this shooter. Even if this is not the final, this is so good. This is a photo of the week from Jordan White. Jordan, yeah. Yes, Jordan, yes. Such a high value, like high frequency idea. I want you to remember everything that I said. I'm not going to do a review again. Remember everything that I said. But you have something. You definitely have something in that picture. That is Jordan White. Okay. Statement photographs. And again, I am looking for the photos that just hit. Statement photographs. Photo of the week goes to Samuel Salling. Samuel. Yes. Samuel shoots architecture. This is yes. Yes. Photo of the week, Samuel. Congratulations. Ooh, photo of the week goes to Ramon Trotman with this statement photograph. Ramon, holy moly. Yes, Ramon, yes. You heard my review. Crazy. Statement photographs. Photos of the week. Mr. Doyle Daniels. Doyle. Holy moly. Statement photographs of the week, bro. Like, Doyle. Proud of you, Doyle. You, again, been with me for over a year, Doyle. Like, good shit. Statement photograph of the week going to Chris Foster. Chris, well done, Chris. Very impressed by you this week, my guy. Proud. Very impressed by you. You better be smiling wherever you are. Chris Foster. in whatever hotel room you're sitting in whatever city in America you are this week. I see you. Good shit. And again, it is the people who I am hardest on are my cartel, the people who have been with me the longest, the people who I have the highest expectations of. But I am going to give 2 best in show today. 2. 2? 3. Fuck, this is hard. Really hard. Photo of the week as it is a lot. Photo of the week as it is a lot. And because of that, I'm giving 1 only best in show today. 1. This is your this week's best in show. Ladies and gentlemen, Ramon Trotman. Congratulations, Ramon. This hits like nothing you've ever shared with me before. This is spectacular. Congratulations, bro. All right, so next week's assignment. If you watched me on Tuesday, you know I gave you a hint as to what this week's assignment is. I gave you a preview. Week 21, next week. This assignment is due Wednesday midnight. This is artificial light week. I need you to make an artificial light picture, and it needs to be vertical. Artificially lit, meaning a man-made light source needs to be your primary light source, okay? A man-made light source, meaning studio strobe, LEDs, the light bulb, neon. It has to be lit mainly by artificial light, okay? I want you to create a vertical image using man-made light as your primary illumination. If you shoot people, capture a subject that's dramatically lit by artificial light. Flash, LED, neon. If you shoot places, highlight a space transformed by either interior or exterior lighting. And if you shoot things, showcase a product or object in studio, use studio flash, use LEDs, use creative artificial lighting. Okay, this is a vertical single page. Vertical single page image. This is why this matters. Mastering artificial light expands your creative control and your marketability. Showing that you can shoot artificial light levels up your photography and shows that you're a professional. Proving that you can deliver insane professional results in any conditions. We need to learn how to light. And lighting is the one thing that will elevate your photography beyond anything else. You can have your $6,000 Sony A1 or your Canon R3, but if you don't know how to light, that camera is going to look like you shot with a Rebel. But if you know how to light, you can shoot with a Rebel, and people won't even think about what camera you shot it with because your exposure and your lighting are masterful. So our workshop starts in 45 minutes. I am asking for an artificial light picture. And if you come to our workshop, I'm doing a artificial light masterclass, zeroing in on exposure, setup. Garan's doing a demo on satellite. So he's going to talk about light placement, and I'm going to talk about I'm going to help you learn how to read a light meter. I'm going to show you everything you need to know about how to use a light meter from me, a 35-year pro. It makes me 35 years. Oh my God, I'm getting old. I'm going to be 55 this year. 55. And I've been doing this since I was 20. Thank you for making it to the end. I hope today brought you value.
and creatives, and Indie, the best way to run your freelance business, and by you, the members and subscribers of the Carty Method. Consider becoming a member for $5 a month to show your support for our content, and we'll reward you. You get members-only content every month, and Carty has the best emojis on YouTube, and you'll get that crown badge next to your name. If you're building a photography business, make sure you join Portfolio Lab. How ready are you to be a pro? Take the Carty Method Pro Photographer's Readiness Scorecard. You'll always find helpful links in the show notes. Sharing is caring. If this content has brought you value today, share it, clip it, post it to your socials. Curating and sharing helpful content makes you an expert. Even if the content you're sharing isn't yours, be a curator and share this content with your network. Find your creative and business genius with the Carty Method.
Hey everybody, I hope today brought you value. If you have questions about this week's assignment, just show up to Portfolio Lab and our workshop and I will answer them all for you. I hope today brought you value. I hope you enjoyed today's show. Thanks so much for watching.